This is for the sister who's waiting on an apology. Sis, there will be no apology. There will be no apology because they think that we did them wrong. So they're not looking for an apology. In their mind, we did them wrong. That gives them the excuse to keep moving on. As long as they got in their little head that we're the problem, you'll never get an apology from them. So I suggest that you move on, find peace, find happiness, and move on with your life. I I say to a sister that's really um, trying to let go, prayer is the key. Prayer is the key. You have to let go. You have to. Don't spend another day, another minute waiting for them to decide if they're going to come back. Because if they do come back, it's just to, as they say, breadcrumb you, just to see if they still got that control. They're not coming back. They're not going to be the same as they were when you first met them. And I was thinking that he was going to come back and we're going to get this all back together and stuff. No, you'll never get that version of him ever again. And my advice to you is just move on. Find peace. Find your happiness. Don't give your power to him and thinking that he's coming back. Yep, he might come back, spend the night, 2 or 3 nights, and tell you he love you and you know I want you, girl, and all this and that. No, they don't. They're just doing that to keep you, just to keep you at their fingertip. So when the other female is acting up, you can always come back home. That's gonna be their home spot. They can always come back home. But I decree and declare today, let this day be the day that you say no more. No more. I'm finished with that life. I'm moving forward. And you could do it. If I could do it, and a lot of other women that's gone through what we went through, if they could do it, you could do it too, sis. You could do this. And they know you can. That's why they keep coming around, making sure they got control. And once they know that you're saying what they want to hear, they're going to go back and do what they normally would do. And then in 2 or 3 days, they might come back and make sure you in check. You don't want your life like that. You deserve more. We're worth more than that. We're worth way more than that. We're the apple of God's eye. He loves us. He didn't make us to be doormats. He didn't make us to be trampled on. So find your peace, find your happiness, find your joy in doing other things. And like I always say, don't hop to the next man, because that's not going to help. That's not going to help right now. I'm not saying that don't eventually find you somebody else. Well, the Bible says a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. You just work on yourself. Work on being healthy. Work on your mind. There's nothing wrong with therapy. Therapy really helped me. It brought out a lot of things in me. So there's nothing wrong with having a therapy or a good friend that you could go to. And I'm talking about a good friend. I'm not talking about a friend that hear what you got to say, and then they go and talk to their friends. One thing that I learned, let me say this. Not in all cases, but one thing I learned in my life and in my experience, your best friend got a best friend. Your best friend got a best friend. Yeah, y'all best friend, but they got another best friend. Where they do that at? If you're my best friend and I'm your best friend, we best friends. But I had to learn in life that my best friend had a best friend. So you don't want to tell your business to a so-called best friend that possibly is not your best friend. And you'll know. But like I said, don't expect an apology, because it's not gonna come. It's not gonna come, because if they apologize, then what they're doing, they know they're wrong, but to admit that they're wrong, that'll never happen. That's one thing that the ex always did. He never apologized. Maybe in our 31 years, and I really can count on my 5 fingers, he maybe apologized 3 or 4 times, and I'm serious. And that shocked me when he did that, but he maybe apologized 3 or 4 times, but they don't apologize. He said he did nothing wrong. Why? He said, why am I gonna apologize and I ain't did nothing wrong? That's stupid of me to apologize and I haven't did anything wrong. And I just look at him like, really, dude? You really think you ain't did nothing wrong? You know, everybody do wrong every now and then and have to apologize, but not them. They're not gonna apologize. And don't be waiting on it. And then if they do apologize, it's just to tell you what you want to hear at that time. You know a sincere apology, and you don't, because if it's sincere, they won't do it again. But if they're just telling you something just to tell you something to appease you at that time, that's not a true apology. But yeah, take care of yourself. Move forward. Get in your word. I'm going to tell you, that's really what helped me. That's really what helped me, is when I started reading my word and seeing how God loved me and seeing how I am the apple of his eye, and knowing that I am his daughter and he wants what's best for me. That's when I really started, wanting to heal, wanting to be whole, to continue to move through life in a positive, healthy way. There are so many women out here that's broken and trying to find love in all the wrong places. You trying to find love in another man, and you're still broken. That's not gonna work. Because you just might find that good man. You just might run upon a man that's really good, got his head on straight. He has a healthy mind. And you run into him and you're not healed. And you're gonna start blaming him for things that you went through in your past because you didn't heal from it. And you're going to run that good man off. That if you had a healed and then, put yourself out there and found that man, then something beautiful could have happened. But women don't want to heal no more. They just want to go to the next man. They don't want to be alone. They're afraid of being alone. But the best thing that you could do for yourself is to heal. Become whole. And then, if it's in the cards for you, as they say, that man will come along and you'll be able to love again. A lot of people want to love again, and there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of women do want to love again, and there's nothing wrong with it. But my advice to you is to heal first. You owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself, to have a healthy mind, a healthy body. You're going to attract the same thing over again if you don't heal. I promise you. You're going to walk right into another, as they say, narcissist or bad person. Because right now, your mind is attracted to that. You got to change your way of thinking because you deserve better. So my advice to you is to go on a hill, accept there would be no apology. For most men like that, there will be no apology. But you go on and heal. Let God do the work in you, so you can just have a healthy life. That's what's important now, for you to have a healthy life, and for God to heal you, so that you can move on through this world and find happiness. A lot of women just think happiness is in a man. Don't make no mistake about it. It's okay to have a husband, to have a friend, but that's not what it's all about. That's not what it's all about. What it's all about is you being happy, you being healthy with your own self. You know, like I said, women don't want to be by themselves. But I found out that in my journey now, I love being by myself. I love, being alone. I read, watch TV, I do what I want to do, and I'm finding out that peace really is priceless. I don't have to worry about arguing again anymore. I don't have to worry about unnecessary things that I used to worry about. And that brings me so much peace, and it brings me so much joy. So my advice to you is to move forward, sis. Please go on with your life. You deserve so much more. And God has so much more for you. But if you continue to stay in the state that you are in, you don't want to be in this same position 5 years from now. I have friends now that's been divorced, and they still holding on to hate. It's doing for you not to forgive them. It's doing nothing for them. You're hurting yourself. Forgive them and move on. Forgive them and move on. That's the best thing that we could do. The Bible says forgive. And that's what I learned to do. I learned to forgive, because I don't want to hold on to the unforgiveness. And I look at it like this. I know I've done things in my life that I needed forgiveness from God. But he said in his word that if you don't forgive others, he won't forgive you. Oh, then that's one reason why I forgave. And I feel so much better. Holding on to bitterness, that's not a good look, sis. It's really not a good look. So, instead of me continue to say the same thing, look for no apology. It's not going to come. And if it do come, you got to make sure that's a changed man. If he coming to you with an apology and he's still about the same agenda, that's not an apology. He's just saying that to just keep you in his grips. But don't look for it. If it happened, it happened. But don't look for it. Just go on with your life. And until next time, stay blessed.